Hi there, it's been a week since I started this Mounjaro appetite suppressant injection and I just wanted to update you on how things have been in the first week. So let's do this. So a week ago today I started Mounjaro 2.5 milligrams, an appetite suppressant injection to aid in weight loss. Up here for the video, and this video is just a quick update on how it's been. So I've just taken my injection for week 2 and this time I felt it. I wouldn't say it was sore, but I knew I was injecting myself. Last week I was not sure it had even gone in, so that's good. So how's it been? Side effects first. Last week the only thing I noticed was on day 1 a very slight nausea, but I hadn't eaten for a while and it could just as easily have been nausea coming from not having eaten. However, today after taking my injection I got that slight nausea again, so I guess that's a side effect. Only other thing, on day 1 and some of day 2 I had quite a dry mouth. Again, it was relatively easy to manage because I just drank more water, which is not a bad thing, let's put it that way. Other than that, no side effects at all. So my plan so far is I've got 3 more weeks of 2.5 milligrams and then I'll make a decision whether I'm going to go up to the 5 milligrams or not. I probably will, all things considered. Finding this interesting or useful, then smash the like button or let me know what you think. If you have any questions about Mounjaro, about appetite suppressants, or why I'm doing this, how I'm doing this, any questions at all, let me know in the comments. And also, don't forget to subscribe, it will really help the channel. But how's it been? It's really difficult to explain what it's like not to have food on your mind. My normal way of being is, whilst I find it relatively easy to not eat until later in the day, I've been doing intermittent fasting for a while, I do feel hungry, and when I do feel hungry I am thinking, what am I going to eat next? But that hasn't happened. In fact, a couple of days last week, at 4:30 came and I thought I really should eat something, because although I'm not hungry, that doesn't mean my body doesn't need nutrients. So I went climbing last Wednesday and hadn't had anything to eat all day, so I thought rather than go climbing and realise I don't have any energy, I'll take something to eat. So it's been incredibly easy not to eat as much as I've been eating. Also, I'm a terrible sleeper and Mounjaro's had no effect on my sleeping, so I'm still finding it quite difficult to sleep. Big difference, however, when I'm lying awake, I'm not thinking about what am I going to eat. And that's something that's been a big problem for me and probably part of my downfall in terms of losing weight. A few nights I had really bad nights and not once was I thinking, what will I eat? Lastly, we had a fairly big weekend away. We had a trip planned to Sheffield and there was the normal chance of overindulging, and despite that I found it easy to be in the car for 4 hours without snacking all the time. I found it easy when I was there to resist the urge to eat all the time. So all in all, in terms of my expectations of Mounjaro, I think they've been met. The main thing I found is how easy it is not to be thinking about food all the time. How does this connect to climbing? I was asked by someone through the week, what's this got to do with your climbing channel? And I had to think myself, but the main reason is, although my channel's called Fat Old Climber, I'm not proud of being fat, I'm not committed to being fat. One of the things anyone who knows me will know that my objective is to lose weight. When you're climbing, whatever weight you are is the weight you're dragging up the wall. So my objective is to be lighter. And the reason I'm taking Mounjaro is because I've spent years trying to lose weight and haven't succeeded. So the connection between Mounjaro is weight loss. The connection between weight loss and climbing is I want to be climbing lighter. So down to the nitty-gritty, what about how much weight I've lost? I found almost immediately What I've been doing is I've been keeping a diary. I've been weighing myself every day, which I know is too often, and I won't keep that up long term. But for the first 4 weeks, I'm going to be doing that, with the exception of the fact, as I say, I was away for the weekend and I wasn't weighing myself every day then. And in the first 5 days, well, technically 4 days, between Monday and Friday morning, I had lost 7 pounds. So half a stone in 4 days. I went away for the weekend and I was concerned that I was actually going to put weight on because I overindulged a bit. I had a few more glasses of red wine on Friday than I should have. I ate a bit more on Saturday than I might have. But when I weighed in this morning, I'd lost another 2 pounds. So the total result for week 1 is 9 pounds, which is incredible. A lot of people will have this view of that's water weight. However, the thing to bear in mind is, with the exception of the week before I started, I've been consistently on a calorific deficit. In the 3 weeks leading up to last week, I lost 3 pounds, 4 pounds and 4 pounds respectively. So it's not like this is a big shock to my weight loss. But also, I really don't care what it is. I don't care whether it's water weight or not. What I care about is the fact that when I'm climbing, I'm going to be lighter. But I'll keep monitoring it this week, and then I'll update you next week on what weight loss I achieve this week coming. So I think that's it. I'm hopeful. I've managed a whole week, and I don't think there was one day that I was concerned about how hungry I felt or concerned about wanting to eat. I've managed to eat healthily. Just not as much as I have been eating. And I think that's objective. I think I said last week, if all I manage to achieve is calorific deficit, eating healthily, whilst finding it easy to do, then as far as I'm concerned, it will have been a success. So stay tuned for an update next week, and thanks for watching.